Okay, once we get to this page, we'll click the Start Modeling and sign in using Google, and be sure to use your District 11 email address. It logged me in because I was logged in already, so I didn't have to type it in. Anyway, yours will look something like this: first name dot last name at D11, and then once you hit OK and get through the next couple clicks, it'll look like this, and you have Create New. You won't have all of this. I have already been using this and created many projects, so I've got some sitting here. So we're going to go to New, and one thing in the user environment, when you use your scroll ball, I'm going to scroll out wherever my mouse is placed. That's the focal point. So if I focus up here, watch when I scroll in, then it scrolls me towards that focal point. If I scroll out over here, it scrolls me out or in wherever my mouse is. So that's a nice feature to be able to move around easily. If you do a right mouse click, mouse ball click, mouse ball, it turns on the orbit tool, which is over here, but then you don't have to go over here and click it. So I'm going to hold down my mouse ball, and I can orbit around. And then if I hold down Control with the mouse ball, not Control, it's the Alt. No, that's not it. Shift. So holding down Shift and the mouse ball lets me pan. It's like the hand grabs. Just a couple of shortcuts. Alright, so I'm going to draw right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and start drawing. And I want to point out the measurements down here. I'm going to click on the rectangle tool to draw a rectangle first. I'll just click once and let go. So it's best to get in the habit of letting go and then dragging to where you want to end it, and then click. And now take a look. 12 feet 9 16 inches by 25 feet and 6 1/8 inch. So those are the measurements here. And now if I hold down my scroll ball, you can take a look at it from different angles. I'm using the orbit tool, that's this one. So if I didn't want to use my scroll ball, I could take the time to move over here, click this tool, and then just use my left mouse click. And then if I want to go back to the selection tool, I can have that on the screen. But anyway, that's just getting used to the user interface. Now I'm going to delete this guy, and I'm going to draw another one with the measurements exact. So I'm going to use the selection tool, select over all of it, hit delete on my keyboard, and start another one. I'll click once, let go, and then start dragging in the direction that I want it to go in. Now I'm not going to click anything, I'm just going to go straight to my numbers on my keyboard, and I'm going to type in 20. And notice in the bottom right corner, the dimensions, it typed in a 20, then the apostrophe for just feet, 20 feet, comma, by 30 feet, 30 apostrophe. Now when I hit enter, watch what happens. So the dimensions are exact, 20 feet wide by 30 feet long here, and down here it shows the dimensions. Now, I've seen students do this. They'll click once and hold, and they start dragging, and then they let go, and then they type in 20, 20 by 30, and then when you hit enter, and it works, that's like an upgrade. It used to not work, but I'm just showing you that it's best to get in the habit of, because for some other tools that we're going to be using, it's best to click once, let go, and not click the second one. Just start typing, and then it's more precise for some other tools that we use. So I'll just go ahead and bring this back. All right, now I've got a 20 by 30 footprint for my house. I'm going to use the offset tool to make another perimeter just inside this perimeter so that I can bring the walls up. I want to make it a 6-inch offset wall. So I'm going to click on the offset tool. That's the scale tool. Let's see if we can find the offset tool. It's not available here, so we're just going to have to click on these 3 dots. and we're looking for the offset. There it is, offset. Now when I select the line on the outside, it says on edge. Now when I start dragging, notice I want it to be exact. I could look down in the bottom right corner and try to make it exact, but instead I'm going to just type in 6 and then use inches, which would be the quotes, double. And now when I hit enter, I've got a 6-inch wall. And then I'm going to use the push-pull tool. Click that, and I'm going to hover over until it turns. If you can't see it, scroll ball in so you can see it to better. And when I click once, now it's starting to pull it up. I'm going to scroll ball out so that I can see it. And while I'm pulling it up, I can also rotate by holding down my scroll ball, clicking my scroll ball, and get a better angle if I want. I can zoom in, zoom out, wherever I want. Now, how high do I want this? I want my walls to be 9 feet high. So I'm not going to click to stop it. I'm just going to type in 9, the apostrophe, which is the foot symbol, hit enter, and now I have a 9-foot walls. You know what? I want 10-foot walls. I'm going to undo that. Let's go back. Let's try that again. This time I'm going to put in 10. And it's good to get used to using that undo tool. You're going to be using this a lot. You can't be afraid to make mistakes. You just have at it. Alright, so now we got started with the base of our house. It's a good starting point. I'm going to go ahead and hit the save button, and then we can give it a name. We'll put it in our projects folder, and down here we'll give it a name, house. You can maybe name it first house, whatever you want. Let's see, what is this one, house tutorial? I just want to make sure I don't have the same name for something else. I'll just use this, house. And it says it's saving, and then it should give you like a little, there it is, saved. So now we know it's saved and it's on their website. So you can log in to your Sketchup using that very first link I showed you up here at the beginning of the video, and you could sign in on any computer as long as you have internet access, and you'd be able to access your house. Alright, next video we're going to put a roof on this house.